doing?
Hi.
Hey.
So we have 3 minutes. We can jump right in.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So you've been
It's like
doing
speed dating.
Yeah, you've been doing Batman since the early '90s. Most of it has been for kids, and then you've done the video games, which are much more mature in tone. What was the approach in coming to something like this, where it's R-rated, it's difficult material, it's challenging?
Well, remember the original show that was on Fox was a primetime show. It was really geared towards an adult audience to begin with. Painted on a black background, film noir. It was never geared towards kids to begin with. I think that kind of evolved over time with the Adventures of Batman and Robin and the Justice League and Batman Beyond. Those tended to be perhaps more for a younger audience. But the first original Batman the Animated Series, I think what made it so wonderful was that it was a primetime show. I mean, they were going for an adult audience. The biggest audience for that show, I think, was college age students. But to answer your question, this is a much darker version, a more adult story. But you know, when you approach the character, you're being true to the character, regardless of the situation he's in. The situations change, the character doesn't change. The thing I found about Batman, I think it's interesting, is actually the audience is so passionate for this character. They're so passionate. They know more about him than I do in terms of his background, you know. That if I was to ever be inauthentic or to lie or to take a shortcut, I would hear about it in about 5 seconds. They would just tune it out. And I have too much respect for them. I know I can't get away with it. I'm not going to try. So for me, it's always getting at the character from the inside out. And I know that's the way Mark approaches Joker. He always comes at him from the inside out. These are both really complicated, twisted characters, each twisted in their own way. I mean, Batman is not square-jawed Superman, clean cut. He is dark and complex and struggling with inner demons, which is why he's most comfortable in a cave with bats. And Joker is equally damaged. You know, they just go in different directions. But sometimes extreme opposites end up at the same place, you know what I mean? I've often thought that we define each other, Batman and Joker. One wouldn't exist without the other.
As a long-time animation veteran, what do you think it means to have a more mature type of entry into the field?
Well, I think it's...
As an art form.
I think it's overdue. I think it's been being done for a while with shows like, you know, Family Guy, and you know, you've got a lot of very adult content animation going on. So for this show to do it with Batman, I think makes all the sense in the world. There's a huge adult audience for animation.
Not as much with dramatic stuff, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's appropriate that it happened now. I certainly see it when I go to Comic-Cons. 90% of my people who come to see me are adults. Occasionally there's some kids. And it's very adult character.
How important was it to you to come back and do the voice for the Killing Joke? Especially
How important was it?
Yeah, especially when you heard Mark Hamill wanted to really do it. How much did it mean to you that you wanted to, did you want to do it as much as Mark did?
Oh, absolutely. I would do it. I would fly cross country to work with Mark. I love working with Mark. He's like a brother to me. We get together and there's just shorthand. We both trust each other. I know Mark wants me to be good, and I know he knows that I want him to be good. We want the best out of each other. And it's like a wonderful relationship. I mean, it's like a great, great brother, you know, that you just trust. So, anyway.
Must have been nice to have Batman laugh.
Wait a minute, how do I laugh? I've never explored that quality to him. Where does that come from?
Can you do it now by any chance?
No! Because it's not just putting on a laugh. I mean, it's got to come from this whole... You'll see when you see it. Mark said it was wild watching, listening to it. But it's interesting. Yeah, it's a good question.
Thank you.